Hello. Welcome, everybody. Look who's back.
I'm back.
He's back in the building.
Hooray.
Finally, we just moved it along a little bit. We
Yes.
went like that and we just went...
Just a couple of weeks. Whoop,
and then
sideways.
moved it back in.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes.
And I was so excited the first time I was coming out.
Really excited. And then
Right.
it was like, oh.
No, sorry.
And then, but he's now back. And we've got a cracking show lined up for you all. You have to excuse me if my voice keeps going. But bear with me. We have got Cado for you. Now, do you remember... could you just pass me the little...
I know what you asked.
Yeah, I should have actually just left it in my pocket.
You should.
Do you remember these? You may all have one. They come in all sorts of knitting Nancy's. Years ago, I very first started with this.
Cotton reel with
was a
4
cotton-
nails in.
Yeah, that's how we did it in the infant school. I remember sitting in Mrs. Brown's class in the infant school with me yarn and this and a pin, making me I-cord and coming home and sitting, and it trailed round after me for days.
French knitting we called it, didn't
French
we? French
knitting,
knitting,
yeah.
I-cord's quite a modern term, I think.
It
But
is,
yes,
I-cord.
French knitting.
French knitting.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved doing it. Kept me quiet for ages. My mum thought it was amazing. So we've got something a little bit different. So we've gone from this to a lovely machine that's over there. Now we're going to have a walk around to it, and while it's then doing its thing, I'll tell you how we can be doing our shop. So we're heading this way. Now the super thing about this is you press a button.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? So while that's doing its thing, welcome everybody. Lovely to have you all with us here on our VIP shopping. Now, we are streaming not only on our VIP shopping, you can also watch us on Facebook and Instagram, as well as on your smart TV on YouTube, which is amazing. If you are following us and watching us on the website, everything is up on the screen down the side for you. You just click the item, add to basket, and when you're ready, check out on your little red shopping bag and log in and check out. Throughout the show, I will be giving you codes, shop codes, if you are shopping on the social media platforms. So I'll give you shop, and for instance, this one is bundle, and we'll go through the bundle momentarily. Shop bundle, that pops it into your basket. You'll get a DM message from us, personal message that says, thank you very much for shopping with us. In that message is the link. Open the message, click the link, takes you to the website, and you can log in and check out. How amazing is that? Now, if you're watching
How
our lovely
fast
Mark,
is that?
Yeah, I know. If you're watching Mark, bless him, he can't keep up with it. He's having to move the weights quite rapidly because it gets quite long quite quickly. Now, I know that I can't make French knitting or I-cord that fast using one of these.
20 centimetres every minute.
Yeah, I can't do that.
No.
I'm quick with one of these, but I'm not that quick. And also, it's all going to be even.
Yes.
Because you've got the...
Because of the weights on there, yes. And because of the consistency in the speed of the motor.
Yes.
That's what makes this... It's sort of special, but also it's different, but it's also special because a lot of the problems that we had with French knitting have been eradicated with this machine. It is the only electric French knitting machine
on the
available.
market.
Yes.
You can get them. They've got little handles on.
Yes, of course.
And but then you've got, that's a lot of that for yourselves
and
to actually...
And tension-wise, still a problem.
It is
still
a problem. It
yes,
is a problem.
Because of your changing your speed.
Yes.
Okay? And also, just think about the wear on your wrist.
Yeah, it's a little bit...
All we have to do here
is press a button.
is press the button.
Isn't that amazing? I think that these are super exciting. Now, you're going to say, yeah, but why do I need all of this I-cord or French knitting? Come over here and we'll show you.
Yes.
Now, how this is taken off in social media is unbelievable.
It's
okay,
phenomenal.
It is phenomenal.
Just have a search on social media. Not now, when we've finished. Just have a search on social media for tricotin, which is French for French knitting, basically. It's Tricotin, tricotin. Search for that. You will see your whole world will explode in all these different ways. And there's so many ways to use iCord. There's so many ways.
It's super fun. Now, this is your bundle, okay? So when we say shop bundle, you are going to get glasses on so I can read. 5 100 grams of mixed colour yarn. Now, you do get 2 solid, you do get 2 twisted, and you do get a special 2 twirly, and then you do get a special glitter one, okay? Yes. Colours may be different, but you're getting 2 solids, 2 twirly, and a glitter all in there. Then you are getting 20 metres of the 2mm wire, and you're also getting your knitting machine together with the templates. So you're going to get your coffee cup, your butterfly, and your flower template, all for $64.99, which is incredible value. Absolutely amazing. Now, when we come back over here, if I then tell you $64.99, remember that, keep that in mind. If you just want the knitting machine on its own, it's $54.99. Okay? So for £10 extra, you get everything else, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's cracking value. Even if you think that this is then £2 a ball, and it's not, because the specialised ones...
£4 a ball.
Yes.
Yeah. £3 a ball.
Easily.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, so you're getting a lot for your money, and also then your wire as well. So that is a cracking bundle. Shop bundle gets you everything, including your templates. But look at this. Isn't that just amazing? Now, it's huge out there on the internet, on that there Pinterest.
It is.
For shadow boxes.
Yes, yes.
And names.
And names. So text,
yes.
Shapes.
Yes.
So home decor.
Yes.
And also people are using it without wire. So if you want, I've got an example of that here as well. So if you just want to use it as a decorative element in your soft craft, so you could go around a cushion, you could put a little bow on a blouse or
yes.
a bag, or
yes.
if you want to use the cord and make coasters for your teacups, your
yes.
teapots,
yes.
then use it without the wire. Okay, that's fine. All we've done there is tied it all together and made a little bow. But as Amanda was showing you there, with the wire, you then get the shapes. And that's why we've included 3 templates.
Yes.
We're going to extend that range of templates, and we're going to make them as a download. So bear with us on that. This is very new. The machine was only launched in November. We became the UK distributor in the end of February, early March.
Which is not that long ago.
Which is not that long ago.
No.
So it's very new for us as well. So bear with us. And we've been at shows, just like these guys
yes.
have been at shows. We've been at shows. Lots and lots of these have already gone. But this is the first time we're here at Highlights. First time we've
yes.
brought it to a social media platform in the UK. So very excited. Very
because
excited.
Of the shows, I do know that you've had to go home and get more.
We had to go home and get more. We've also had to place another order on our supplier in China as well. So Kado had to ship us a whole load more out.
Because it's
yes.
flying out because of what you can actually do with this. Now, you can't just do this. You can actually use it then as chunky yarn, okay? Because for me, I love to knit and crochet, but I do the French knitting to then knit with it and crochet with it, okay? So, but to buy chunky yarn that thick, it's really expensive.
And I use it to macrame with. So if you, again,
yes, different use.
Very chunky macrame cord, first of all, would be massive.
Yes.
So you can produce your own.
Yes.
In whatever colour you want, whatever colour combination you want, you've got complete control.
It's amazing. And one of the really versatile things about it is because it's I-cord or French knitting, it's got the centre, it's a tube.
Yes.
So it makes it very easy for when you're doing the shapes that you just slide the wire into the tube and feed it around the shape. It is amazing. I absolutely love this machine, and the fact that going from my old-fashioned little wooden Knitty Nancy, which I adore, I've got several of them, from this to be able to do how many?
20 centimetres every minute. So that's 2 metres in 10 minutes.
Which is, I can't do 2 metres in 10 minutes.
No, neither can I.
It's not doable, and it'd be perfect.
Yes.
I just can't do that. This is actually, and also, like you said, it solves a lot of problems.
Yes, it's just eliminated all those errors that you get.
All of that.
Yes.
They've gone away and they've thought about it and gone, right, okay. So the manual way of doing it is time consuming. Let's take that out of the equation.
Yeah. And
dexterity.
Dexterity.
Yes. Then also the other ones that are the winders, sometimes, like we were saying earlier, I can't wind that winder the same rate all the time.
No.
Yes, so my tension's going to change as well.
Yes.
And then also, this is automatic, so it eliminates your time value, keeps the tension perfect, and it's quick and easy to use.
And you can be doing other things while it's doing its job. So while it's actually knitting for you, you can be putting the wire up the middle of something that you've already knitted. So you've got, so if you're going to make to sell, and many crafters do, then, and it's a massive craft out there for that, by the way, because you could do customised names while people wait. You could even take your machine with you, knit the colour they want, and make it for them while they wait. So an hour or so they could come back and you could have it ready.
Which is
amazing.
It really is amazing. It's super.
So it gives you the ability to multitask, which is great. Absolutely.
Again, when you're talking about the time aspect of things, it really does. One, makes it more value for money when you're creating and making, because you're not having to do it all by hand. And also, it allows you to do things at the same time as you're doing that. Like, as in, when we talk about the scan and cut, that's doing the cutting. You're making something while it's cutting. It eliminates one of the processes. And time is a very expensive commodity, isn't it? So, Shop Bundle gets you all of this with the actual templates. Now, for those of you that say, okay, really good, I love it. However, I've got bin liners full of yarn in the loft.
And I should tell you a little bit about yarn, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Is that you, Amanda?
Yeah.
Yes, I can tell by the face. You need to use something like a double knit. That's your best option. So double knit, yes. Not a chunky. It won't accept a chunky. It's a bit too thick for the machine, okay? So double knit. You can go up to an Aran. Yeah, or a 4-ply, that's okay too. Or a little bit thinner, so maybe down to sort of sport yarn, so maybe a sock cotton yarn, something like that. That would be perfect.
But then doing that, you're getting different looks as well again, which is just going to be amazing. So, or you can then get it, we've broken the bundle down for you, or Mark has, I say we as the royal we. So, Shop Cord just gets you the machine on its own for $54.99. Okay, remember, Shop Bundle gets you everything for $64.99. Shop Cord will get you just the actual machine on its own for $54.99.
By the way, everything you need is in the box.
Yes.
So there's nothing extra to buy. So all the weights are in there, the power cable's in there. You do need a power supply, a plug.
Yes.
Which is basically a phone plug, so a USB plug. Everybody's got those these days. That's what you need. That's the only thing to add.
Will it work off a power bank?
Yes. It's not an advised route, but yes, it will. Yes, it will.
So then Shop Cord for the machine. Shop Silver will get you the aluminium, 2mm aluminium wire, which is 20 meters, and that is $8.99. And Shop Yarn for $11.99 will get you 5 balls of your yarn. It will still be the same makeup, so 2 solids, 2 twist, and a glitter.
Yep.
But it's $11.99 for
Colours
that.
no vary on that.
So you can see the savings that you're getting by having the bundle. And also with the bundle, remember, you are going to be started off with your first 3 templates. Now, moving on again, we've got Shop Mix. Now this is 5 colours, 3 meters of each, $9.99. Again, it's a different colourway of your yarn. Maybe if you've used the thinner yarn.
Of your aluminium wire.
Yes.
Yes.
But if you use your thinner yarn and you're using a colour...
Sometimes, yeah, if you use a thinner yarn, your knitting is slightly more hollow, open. Yes. So, yeah, a colour in the middle of it as an aluminium wire helps, or can add to the design,
yes,
of course.
Yes, it can.
So, yeah, you get all 5 of these colours. It will be what you see.
So if you were doing a flower, you could then do an aluminium bud for the middle and pop it in the middle. So, but I love the fact that you get, and are these the actual colours that we're getting?
Yes.
So you're going to get your silver, your blue, your green, your gold, and your pink. Is it pink or is it lilac? I'm going to say
it's pink.
Pink.
Yeah.
It is pink. So those 5, okay, so you're getting 3 metres of each one for $9.99. Now, this next machine, because it's all about the machines in this show, is Shop Winder. And again, this is one of those machines that Mark and Richard have been taken to the shows and again have had to go home and buy more.
We actually sold out of this machine.
It had gone, there was no more for them to actually go home and get.
No.
Bless them.
We've got more back of course.
Yes, of course we have. So, $54.99 for this, and this makes your cakes. And I don't mean your Victoria sponge.
No.
Okay, that's not where we're going with this one. It makes your cakes for this. Okay, so this is what it makes. So you go from...
So start with a ball.
Yes.
And finish with a cake.
Cake, like this. Now, there's some top tips as to why you will need a cake. So we're going to switch this on again. And it's brilliant. So when you're knitting, and you're knitting from this, you can speed it up or slow it down. When you're knitting using one of these, when you've got a ball, sometimes it can be twisted.
Yeah.
Or your tension's not quite correct, okay? Because when you're knitting with a ball, you do this that Mark's doing at the minute. You pull it all off like this.
Yeah.
Okay? There's no tension in it.
No.
But when you've got a cake, it's different, and also it stops the twist.
It stops the twist. So if you are knitting with straight from a ball, you could have different tensions where the ball is wound.
Yes.
So from a cake, you would then pull this. This is centre pull then. So where we start this on the machine, we would then pull from that point.
From the middle.
Yeah, and it's taken this here is taking all the tension out. Okay, so it's tensioning the ball, the cake, when it goes on there. It looks great as well when it's
does. It does, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This will then pull off there when it's complete. So you can see here we've got 2 tensioners, 2 spring tensioners here that the yarn go through before it goes onto the machine. Machine again is electric, so it plugs into a USB. It's USB-C, which is just a slightly different version. It's the modern version of USB most people have got now. It's that cable. The speed control on this machine is infinite. That's what also makes this machine slightly different from others.
Okay.
There are other electric winding machines on the market, but most of them have got low speed off and high speed.
Oh.
Which
so
is not great.
3.
Not great. So this one has infinite speed control. It's like a volume control.
Oh, right.
Okay, if that makes it easier to understand. It also... What also makes this machine quite unique is that it takes up to 10 ounces of yarn.
Ah, right.
So if you want conversion back to grams, that's 280 grams. That's nearly 300 gram balls. Nearly 3 of those balls of yarn will go onto this machine.
Oh, okay. And
that's a lot.
That is a lot. That's a lot of yarn.
That's a lot of yarn.
It is a lot of yarn. And also, I love the fact that then storage of these seems to be
easier.
It really is easier.
Easier, yeah, more compact. So it compacts the yarn. Okay, so you can see that speed control. We can speed it up, and we can slow it down. Now you've got therefore ultimate control depending what yarn you're using. Okay, as to what speed you run this at. Now I've actually used this with a 3mm cotton macrame cord, which is really heavy.
Yes.
And that produced a cake.
It did.
Yes. Also, we've gone right down to, again, a very fine sock yarn and cake that as well. Again, double knit, this is part of it, this is twirly. So, yeah, no problem at all. And a 100 gram ball, no issues. It's only a third full.
That is really good. Isn't it amazing? So these 2 machines are time saving. It makes your knitting experience or crochet experience far easier for you as well. And also with the I-cord machine, it's so versatile. So whether you want to do it into home decor or then use it to crochet with. So I actually crocheted a little ball earlier. Okay, so you can then use it for making other things. Okay, and then also.
And in the case of the ho 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 star there, that is actually a running lark's head. So that's macrame around a star.
Shall I bring that closer to you?
Yeah, so we've done various different techniques there. We've got macrame using the I-cord around the star because that's a solid shape, so we couldn't feed it on. And then I've used the aluminium wire to make 3 ho-ho-hos, and then I've sewn them onto the star.
How cool is this? It really is an incredible machine. It
opens up all sorts of different crafts to you.
It does, absolutely. I love this.
Shall we show you what you get in the box?
Yes, please.
Shall we set it up?
Yes.
Because obviously it's great, but I'm sure a lot of people out there are thinking, oh, but it looks really complicated.
No,
it's not. Trust me, it's not. So first of all, let me just finish this off. Easiest way to do that. I got scissors earlier. Where have I put those? Oh, there. Thank you, Amanda. So easiest way to finish off. I know we got a bit backwards here. Is just chop it. Okay, chop your yarn, and then we run this out. Just hold the weights and it will pop out like that. Okay, and when you've finished, pull that off. And there's your 2 weights. Now the great thing about your weights is they're spring loaded. Okay, so easy for us to move up and down the finished I-cord. And there's the I-cord that this produced. Now that was done in a few minutes while we were just talking earlier. So really quick. You'll see how quick it is anyway. So let's go with, should we go with a different colour?
Yes.
Let's go with that bright pink because that's really fun. So some bright pink twirly. Now, with your machine, you're going to get the machine. This will come fully assembled for you. It's already got the clamp built in, and at the bottom of this machine there is some silicone pads, so it stops it from sort of moving around on your table. You can also see it's got a really long screw on there, which means it will fit to most surfaces. Okay, we've made a clamp here, a unit here, so it sits there nice and proud so you can see it. Okay, you also, with the machine, will get a spare set of needles. Not quite sure why, because I haven't. Well, if you were really rough with it, you might break one. Okay, you get a spare set of needles. You get your 2 weights. You get your power cable. You get a very nice manual, which is colour pictures on how to set it up, and a QR code in there that you can run a video on how to do the setup as well.
Wow.
Okay. You also get a little bit of yarn, so you get a little sort of 25-gram ball of yarn just to get you started. And you get this tool here, which is a crochet hook with a needle.
Okay. Oh, it's got an eye on it.
It's got an eye on it. Don't see that very often, do they? That's a custom
cool.
tool. So that's all in the box. So how do we set the machine up? Really easy. First thing that's important is, if we look inside here, you can see, I hope the camera can see inside there, you can see that they've got these little needles. So we have to make sure that all of those are open. That's the first thing. And there is, I don't know if you can see around on the back there, but there is actually a little knob that allows us to turn these manually. Okay. So get that set up like that, and then I'm going to thread the yarn onto my needle, and I'm going to go through this little hole at the back. We go through there, and then I go straight down the middle of the machine, and what you will see is there's a little cutout in the back of the don't know what you call that,
cup.
Like little cup. Yeah, there's a little cutout there which the yarn goes through. And what I want to do is take this yarn and I want to put it in. You're not normally standing there, you're in the way. So we're going to go round that needle and into that position there. Now I'm going to turn this, okay, but I want to miss the next needle. Okay, but I want to catch, so I missed that one, and then I want to catch the 3rd one, and then I want to miss the 4th one.
This is just when you're starting off.
This is the only time you do this, yeah, just when we're setting it up like that, okay? And I'm just putting a little bit of tension onto the cord that's coming out, onto the yarn that's coming out of the bottom. Now I'm going to turn so we go in the same direction, and I want to catch 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to catch every one then as it goes round. And you can see I'm manually controlling that as it goes round. Okay, now let's pop the weights on. So as I said, the weights are spring loaded, so just feed the weight through. And there are 2. Now we'll explain that. You do need both. We'll explain why in a second when we get it started. So just feed your yarn through. So there, all the weights are on. Make sure it's plugged in. So we've got this just plugged into a little USB power supply down the bottom there. Don't plug it into a laptop or a computer. They don't have enough power.
Right, okay.
Okay, it's got to be straight into the plug. And off we go.
How cool is that? And
every time. Okay.
So quick.
So quick. Now that will thread. Now it's important that you make sure you've got nothing holding the thread, the yarn back. Okay. So keep that. If you've got a Swift or something like that, that makes it easier. Okay. And you'll see very, very soon we'll get the knitting already coming out the bottom here. Now the reason we've got 2 weights. First of all, we can lift one weight whilst we keep weight on the actual knitting. So you never remove weight from the knitting, because if you remove weight from this point here, that's when it misses, that's when it could drop stitches, okay? And that's why with the manual machines, generally we get problems with them, because they can miss stitches. And you can see how fast that's knitting for you. It is incredibly fast. It's incredibly fast, okay? And all we have to do, my opinion is, get this as high as you can, okay? Because the higher it is, the less time you've got running backwards and forwards to move the weights, because you've got to make sure the weights are free at the bottom. But how simple is that to set up? It is the simplest thing to set up. And you press the button and off you go.
Isn't it?
And it's really fun to watch.
It is really cool.
Because you think, how on earth is that doing that?
It's just brilliant. So this, again, is shop bundle for $64.99. But in that bundle, you are not just getting the knitting machine. You are going to be getting 5 balls of 100 grams. 100 gram yarn, 2 solid colours, 2 of the twist and 1 of the metallics, which is beautiful. And you're also going to get your silver metallic, 2mm metallic aluminium tubing.
Yeah.
And then also with that, you will get your new 3 patterns. So you're going to get the coffee cup, the butterfly and the flower. They will come in with your bundle, which is just brilliant. Now, there's a lot out there. I mean, I've actually got a full book that I bought. It's a full knitting book of what to do with I-cord. It's about this thick, the book. It's got so much in there. Whether you then knit it into spirals, whether you then crochet with it, or as I brought my small knitting needles with me today. So doing chunky knits like this and actually making it into chunky knit yarn. So think about doing your home decor and creating footstools and things like that.
Absolutely.
Really cool cushions,
yeah.
Fronts.
Cushion fronts, edging of cushions.
Just amazing things.
Yes, drawstrings on clothing as well, bag handles. You can almost keep going with it, can't you? It's like, there's so much in here, I can't think of the words, if you know what I mean.
What you can do with it. Little coasters, actual big coasters, you know, your placemats.
Handbags. You can actually, because you can knit that, you can sew this together. So you can make it into fabric by sewing it together. You can macrame with it. Macrame is really easy. We could go there straight away because it's so simple. So, you know, we've got here, this could be a round wreath ring. Yes. I've got a star one here. These are on the brand shop. So if you go to the liveshopping.vip, go to the Silvar Design brand shop, you'll see the stars are there. But basically, we can actually use a running lark's head. And this is I-cord. This is I-cord. Comes straight off the machine. So all I'm doing is a running lark's head knot. Yeah. And how...
That's just incredibly easy.
So easy.
Now,
so
if
easy.
you were to buy a cord that thick,
yeah,
it would make it ridiculously expensive.
It's not that straight. It's not that easy to get hold of, actually, really.
The really dense, the thick
that's
stuff.
what, 10 millimetres?
Yes.
Something like that. So 10 millimetre cord.
Yes.
Just price that up.
10
versus a ball of yarn.
Yeah, it's a lot. They are really expensive. Even arm knitting. Use it for doing your arm knitting. You've seen them when you've seen them do the chunky blankets and everything. Yeah. Just make this and have several pieces together, as if you're using several balls of wool, and make big chunky blankets for your arm knitting. It's so versatile, and it's such a fun thing to do, and people will go, how have you done that?
You can also change colour.
Yes. Did you know?
Did you know? You can change colour. So 2 ways of doing that. There is a video actually on how to do this on the Silvar Design Facebook page. Okay, so if you search back a little bit, you'll find the video. I will pop it up to the top and pin it. Okay, I'll do that later. So look a little bit later and you'll find it. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to try and remember the knot. I'm going to try and show you the knot. Watch this, because this was clever. When I saw this, I thought, oh God, I've really got to try that. Really got to try that. So, so we take another. I've lost the end. Take another colour. So we started with the pink twirly. I'm just going to chop that. Okay. So I've got a little bit of yarn. Take that one out of the way. And let's go and start with this white glitzy one as well. Okay. So I'm going to fold that over.
So right over left?
Right, I think so. Right over left, yeah. No, other way round. That goes under first. Okay. Left over right.
Left over right.
Okay, and then I'm going to go round there. I'm going to go underneath that one and round the pink one. Difficult to see, I know. And I'm going to go through that loop there. And I need the 2 ends. And then I'm going to pull the 2 together. Okay. Now, that's a very solid knot.
It is.
And it's so solid that the 2 little end bits here we can trim off and it still stays together.
Which is brilliant.
Which is brilliant. I think, you might know this better, so you know, tell us, but I think it's called a weaver's knot. Okay, if you know any different, let us know. But I'm going to run that through the machine now.
It looks incredible. So this means if you're then changing your yarn, it's a seamless. Yeah. It's a seamless attachment of a different colour.
So you'll see that go. That will be coming up. There
Look how quickly it takes it through. Yeah. I can't believe how quick this machine is. It's brilliant. And also the knot is so fine.
So that knot's gone.
It doesn't bother. It doesn't interfere with the hooks on the machine either. It is just brilliant. Let me get a bit more of this off of here.
Yeah, because it's going to be coming out the bottom. Now your yarn will, your knitting will twist. So as it's coming out, it will spin. That's normal because the whole thing's spinning in the top there. That's the motor's turning it around. Obviously, it's rotating. So just make sure. Another little top tip here that I've learned: if you're doing lots of yarn, lots of cord, then get yourself a bag with a locker, a zip on it.
Yes.
Yeah, and just pop it up. Remember? Look at that colour change.
How seamless is that?
That's a seamless colour change.
That is so clean and simple colour change.
So the knot is inside the knitting. It's just fabulous.
Isn't
and you could change again. So you could make lumpy, change the colour as you go.
As many times as you want. So if you know how much yarn per letter, you could do a whole word.
You could learn that. You could learn that.
Yes.
So yes.
Absolutely brilliant. We just have totally fallen in love with this machine. But it's the actual concept of what I-cord can do for you nowadays. The whole idea of how you use our I-cord, whether it be in home decor, making bags or anything else, it's brilliant. Either you crochet with it, you knit with it, or you're creating the home decor that you see behind us. It is a lot of fun to work with. And it's one of those things that when you've made it, it's usable.
Yep.
Isn't it? Because obviously, like if you're knitting, you're making a garment, or you've got something like I say, a footstool or something like that, it's all usable items, which is what a lot of soft crafts are.
And if you want lots of I-cord, as you say, it's going to take you such a long time to actually manually knit that.
I gave up on it.
Even a hand-operated machine, they're a little bit slower, and you get problems with missed stitches and long stitches and all sorts of problems. So this machine, you won't get that. Trust me.
No.
We've not really missed a stitch yet, and we've had it. I know we've had it for about 8 weeks, but we have. I don't think we've missed a stitch. If we have, it's because we've done something to make it happen. For the star there was 5 meters produced of the white to actually go round the star. I do know that because I had to make it. I had to measure it and make it. So that's quite a lot of I-cord. But 5 meters, you're going to make that in is 2 meters every 10 minutes. So it's 25 minutes. But you're not going to do anything. You just got to keep feeding the yarn into the machine and let it do it. 5 meters.
I made my mind up. I saw him in one of these books. I thought, oh, that looks really nice. It was a footstool, like a foot puff thing. Mm-hmm. And it was like a big ball. And I really fell in love with it. But it was all made with I-cord. So I had this really clever idea of doing it myself. It's still in the bag. I've done some of it. I've got a big bundle of it like this that's got elastic bands around it ready, and I've never finished it because I've just fell out with the idea of actually making all the I-cord. Now I can absolutely do it, and I can do it in multicolours if I want to.
Yes.
With this. It's just the best ever. We love this machine. So can we just do a very quick recap?
Yep.
And then can we actually do some feeding of the cord?
I'll start. I'll do a bit of a shape around the coffee cup, and then
do you want to go that way then? And I'll do
let me
this,
start
and I'll
it.
meet you over there.
Okay.
So shop bundle gets you all of this, and by doing shop bundle, that is the only way that you get the templates. Okay, for the coffee cup, the butterfly, and the flower that's when you shop bundle. Now Mark has said he is also going to follow up with lots of other shapes moving forward. Okay, so they're not the only templates out there for you. There'll be more to follow. So shop bundle gets you the actual knitting machine. It gets you 20 meters of the 2mm wire, as well as 5 balls of 100-gram yarn. And the colours will vary, but you will still get 2 solids, 2 twisters, and also one of the metallics in there. So you'll get 5 of those, all for $64.99. Then to break it down a little bit for you as well, if you just want the knitting machine on its own, and it does come with everything included, that is $54.99 for that on its own. You have got a £10 saving on that already. Then we'll go to Shop Silver. That gets you the wire. So if you've bought the bundle and you're thinking, right, I'm loving this, but I need more wire, then you're given the option of getting another 20 meters of the silver wire, because it is very addictive, everybody. When you start with this, you will want to carry on making. So it's $8.99 on its own for that one. And then if you are wanting more yarn, that one is Shop Yarn, and it is $11.99 for 5 balls of yarn. Now moving across again, we've got Shop Mix. These are the 5 colours that you will get. $9.99, you get 3 meters of each. So you've got the silver, the blue, the green, I'm going to say gold and pink. Now again, it's just a lovely aluminium metal wire that you can actually, it's very, very
soft.
It is soft.
Yeah, aluminium wire is really soft.
It is. It's lovely to work with. So whether you're going to do that or use it as decorative pieces on your projects, either way, $9.99. That's an awful lot again of aluminium wire. Then we've got the winder. Now it takes you from having balls of yarn to making cakes of yarn, and there's lots of reasons why having a cake of yarn is better than having the ball of yarn. Okay, and I'll let Mark talk you through that. So we're going to go over so he can show us how to create the images. Right, we're back with you.
So all I've done to start with is I've taken my aluminium wire, take it straight off your reel. Okay, I've got a slightly bigger reel because we're doing lots of examples, so I needed a bigger pack. But 20 meters is loads to get on with. Okay, and what I've done, you just form it and follow the line. So where we've got, let me move that away. Where you've got this start point here, all I've done there is I've put a loop on the end of the wire. Okay, with your jewellery pliers, and then off I go. Yeah. With the aluminium wire, and it's really easy to manipulate. You can see it's just fingers. That's the fingers are your best thing here, because if you start using big tools, you're going to cause damage to the wire. So just fingers, and you can get all sorts of, you can follow that shape as close to you as you want to. I'm just going to then use a pair of cutters just to cut that over here. Okay, it's really easy to cut, just a pair of normal jewellery cutters. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now, I'm going to put the loop on the end of there again. The reason we put a loop on the end of the wire, and I know this is out of the way, but I'll come back and reduce that later. I want it here because I want to be able to thread on the I-cord, so it's easier. So I'm just going to turn a loop on the end of that, okay, and just make a smoother end. If you keep that as a pointy end, it gets stuck inside the I-cord. So there we go. There's our rough shape. And then when your I-cord comes off the machine, I've got one here. I've changed colour, but it doesn't matter, does it? You can see that it's hollow down the middle. Okay, so there's 4 stitches. Okay, but actually it's hollow down the middle. And little tube, and all we do is we feed the I-cord.
How cool is this?
Onto the wire. Now just take your time, and as you sort of push it on, you'll see it go round the wire. Okay, so you just spend a bit of time just to pull that and just ease it round, and you can see all we're going to do is follow the line all the way around
the wire. Let me get the other one that we've got. It looks brilliant when you've done it. Absolutely fantastic. Now, without having the wire, you would have to stitch this into place.
Yeah, so I did actually put a few stitches. I put a couple of stitches just here, one here and one here, just to hold the shape in place. I think one here as well, just to hold the shape in place after it's done. Oh, yeah, just a stitch in there. You don't have to do that. You could glue it. You could use your pin flare glue gel there. That would be perfect as well. One thing I've learned is don't pull the I-cord so it's really tight. Okay, keep it a little bit slacker. Keep it a little bit fuller on the wire. And then you can't see the wire through the stitching then. But again, this is all double knit. So you can see how quick we're just threading that through. You can see where the change of colour was there, but actually it doesn't affect you. You can thread that on as well, that's no problem. No, so if you were really clever, you could actually do this so it was a different colour at this point. You could measure it so you knew what you needed. Okay, and I just feed that on, and there we go. If you get a point where it's quite a tight turn here, what I tend to do is go over the top of myself or go under myself, just so that we can follow that round. And if you want to, while you're actually threading it, just lift it, because you can push it back in place after. It's not a problem. It's not going to... aluminium wire doesn't work harden like copper wire does. So what I mean by that is, if you bend it too many times, it'll snap. Yes. Aluminium wire doesn't work like that. It's softer in the first place. It takes a long time for it to snap. Okay, so you've got a lot more freedom with your aluminium. Now we include 2mm aluminium with the machine as a starter. Because it's a starter kit, that's perfect. What you will find is, as you get more proficient with this, you may want to go up to using a 3mm aluminium wire, which is easily available. We'll get it for you eventually. We don't have it at the moment. We did have some, but we sold out. Oops. Okay, so but 3mm wire is a little bit more difficult to actually create the shapes with because it's thicker.
Yes.
But it holds the shape better ultimately. But actually, with the shapes we've given you here, no issues with that.
Flat shapes, because
flat shapes,
I think what Mark is saying, when you go to the 3mm ones, you can do the 3D.
You can do 3D shapes then, yeah.
So you do a coil, and it actually just stands up as a 3D shape.
Yeah. So if you want to, sometimes they have a circle here, which is a base.
Yeah.
So with those ones, it's 3D. It's 3mm aluminium, but
aren't they super?
Yeah, but just think about putting these onto greetings cards, in your shadow boxes. There's having just as decorative items around the home, just like we've got them here, just
scattered about everywhere. They are incredible and also really easy to make and a lot of fun as well.
And kids can do this. There's nothing wrong.
Kids can absolutely do this. So when you've done the actual shapes, if they're basic shapes, they can actually sit and do all of this. But it's so much fun and versatile, but it's the fact that it eliminates so many problems. It's a lot of problem solving with this one, and also time. You can't get the time back. So if you're wanting to make and sell, now if you go on that there social media everywhere and find your French knitting pictures and things like that, it is huge, absolutely huge. And to make and sell, it's just, and it speeds it all up.
And my advice is don't search for, you could search for French knitting, you can search for I-cord, but the best search term by far is tricotin. It's the French word, Tricotin, tricotin. Search for that, because across in Europe, trust me, it's huge.
It really is.
Portugal, massive in Portugal. Italy, massive. All over that part of Europe, it's huge. And I don't know, it's getting here.
It's trickling across to us, it absolutely is.
It's an emerging craft, we know that. We know it's an emerging craft. It must be, because Kado in China wouldn't have developed the machines if they didn't think, no, it was an emerging craft. As they've put a lot of time, money and effort into getting the machine right.
To make it perfect for you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's beautiful plastic, great quality, really, really strong. 12-month guarantee, by the way, on your machine. So, and we'll cover that for you here in the UK. We're the UK distributor at the moment for the machine, so we will sort that out with, make sure we what's the word? Intermediate-ish.
Intermediary.
That's the word.
Yes.
That was a hard word for me on a Wednesday.
Is it? Are we right, Lewis?
Yes. Is that right?
That the right
Thank
word?
you, Lewis.
Yeah.
Good job you're here.
Lewis is very well educated,
I know, I can tell.
Yeah, he is very well educated, is our Lewis. Are we right with that word? Are we sure?
Intermediary.
Yes, thank you.
Well done.
What he said.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah, don't take it as
because I'm not saying that again, because I've got somebody else's teeth, I think, today. So
I'm going around that corner, but I've nearly done that. I've just been sort of going around there. You can see how we're just moving around that. Okay, I want to show you. So I want to show you how we finish this off. I know I haven't gone all the way around, but we haven't got time for that today. So I'm just going to chop this. Don't panic. I'm just going to chop it.
Right.
Okay. Boom, like that. Now, what you'll see, if you just pull the little bits out of the way here. Yeah.
You've got your stitches.
You've got your stitches. Now, I've got just a bodkin here. You don't get this with the machine, but I'm sure you've all got bodkins. It's not an issue. Just a large eye needle, okay? And you'll see that you can undo it. So this is how it was manufactured. Just move that out of the way. This is how it was made by the machine. So I'm just going backwards here. Now, remember, we've got that loop there. So we could use that loop at this point here. And we could use that, yeah? So let's take some of this yarn, and I'm actually going to thread the yarn onto the bodkin. Amanda's watching. And I'm going to go back through
the stitches.
I need my glasses on. Back through the stitches. I can see what I'm doing now. Hey. Okay, so I'm going to go back through that stitch there, go through the loop, yeah, and through that one.
So you're picking your stitches up?
Picking the stitches up, basically, yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, I'm going back through that one, and back through that one. So pull that yarn through.
Closes it up.
Closes it up. Now, remember that loop. What we can do here is we can actually thread through the loop. Now that will hold that will hold the I-cord in place.
Keep it solid.
And keep it solid. And it stops this from going that way, okay? So it's actually, all I'm doing is forwards, back and forwards through there, okay? And then when I've done that, I can then run that just through some of the I-cord and out.
Hide it.
And it hides everything, correct? Okay, get rid of the bodkin, trim that off.
Look at that, that is such a professional finish.
Yeah, professional finish. Now what we could do is just adjust this now, and I could just manoeuvre. Remember, you've got the wire inside, so you've still got time to sort of fiddle about with it and make it right. Try and keep your I-cord all in the same direction.
Don't let it twist.
Don't let it twist, because it looks better if it's all in one direction. Okay. But you can see just the top bit there, we've sort of finished that off. And you would carry this on and you'd do exactly the same the other end.
How cool is that?
Really simple.
It is really simple. Press that button, Ethan. Press that button. Yay!
Hey, and off we
There we go. Look at that. How cool is that? It's such a fabulous machine. It really is. So for the whole thing, for the bundle, it's shop bundle, $64.99. And in the bundle, you get your knitting machine, you get your wire, and you get your 5 100-gram balls of yarn. Now, in the bundle, that's the only way that you're going to start collecting. Remember, Mark's bringing us more of these, your 3 initial templates, okay? Which is going to be fantastic. So you're getting your coffee cup, your butterfly and your flower all included with this one. If you're just wanting to go for the knitting machine on its own, you can, because you might have already got bin liners full of yarn in the loft.
Amanda?
Yes. Haven't I, Ethan? Yes, he's growling at me. For $54.99. Just that on its own is $54.99. It does come with everything. However, when you think for $64.99, you are actually going to get your aluminium wire and an additional 5 balls of yarn that go with it. I think you can see the added benefit and the saving, because if you go for them for individuals, the wire on its own is $8.99 and the yarn on its own is $11.99. So you've got a huge saving if you buy it all together, $23.34.
Plus it's over the £50, so it will be free shipping.
Is free shipping.
Okay. I also tell you that on my own website, these machines are $59.99.
You can only get this deal here at Live Shopping. Okay. Only at Live Shopping VIP can you actually get this.
This is an absolute special get you started deal. And we've tested this yarn, so we know, because there's loads of questions out there. People do ask questions about the KD machine. It's a worldwide product, so again, lots of them I have to translate because they're in a different European language, but I translate them and we look at what people are asking, and lots of people, which yarn should I use? Is this yarn going to work? Is that yarn going to work? Yes, this is all from one of our suppliers, King Cole, so it's great quality yarn.
It is beautiful quality yarn.
Yes, it works because we've tested. Well, you can see we're using it, basically.
All the time.
We know it works.
On all of the samples that you see, on all the pieces where Mark's been demonstrating, every single one, it's all with this yarn. It's just a phenomenal thing to have. So where would you like us to go, Lewis? Anywhere? Have we had any questions?
Not particularly.
No. Please do ask questions because we can try and answer them.
Yes, we can. Anywhere you want us to go, my
love? Shall
love?
we look at the yarn winder again?
Have a look at the yarn.
Yarn winder.
So, if you've got yarn in your loft,
yes, in your
Amanda,
loft,
and you think, what am I going to do with that? Well, one of the things you could do straight away is you could start to organise it. So think about making these lovely, I mean, these are great. They look great on their own, just as decorative, don't they?
Yes.
So rather than the loft, make yourself a few cakes, Amanda, and then...
Not enough room.
Oh, okay. Get a bigger house. Anyway, let's talk about this. So what we're doing is we're turning our balls of yarn into cakes of yarn.
Yes.
This is the M1 Pro. So this machine here is the professional version. It has the two springs here for tension. They thread the machine. It's really easy with this machine. You thread up through there, through the spring, and onto the winder.
So I have a question.
Yes.
At the beginning of the show, you said to me, do you know why it's better to work from a cake than it is from a ball of yarn? And the reason being?
That when it comes on the ball like that, it has tensions in all sort of directions, okay? So if you knit or crochet straight from the ball, yeah, fine, but you'll find that you might have a twist, yeah? I'm not a crocheter or a knitter, but you're nodding,
yeah,
so I think it's true. Okay, so you might have a twist in the yarn when it's actually created like this. When we turn it into the cake like this, we are sort of running it through another process, so we're taking all the twist out of it, okay? And we're taking any tensions out that may be in the ball. So if you've got tensions, what we can do from the cake is we can actually centre pull then from the cake,
which is brilliant.
Yeah, so you pop it on the floor there, and off you go, centre pull. So
and it's not rolling around the floor.
It's not rolling about
because
it's
just
a cake.
Comes out the middle.
Yeah, let's run the machine again. Remember, you've got infinite speed control on this, so we can go slower, okay, or we can turn the volume control, and we can speed it up, okay. Depending on the yarn you're using, will determine what is the best speed for you.
So shop winder for this one for $54.99. We have to say goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for staying with us and shopping with us today. Remember, check out your baskets. We are back again, 6 while 7. Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday, yeah. So 6 while 7 this evening. I hope you stay with us for later on and come back and join us then. Thank you, Mark, for bringing us some incredible machines. And we'll see you all again real soon. You take care. Bye.